Oh boy, do I have something nice in stock for you today. Hello and welcome to Andy's Recruiting Center? I mean, this is somewhat of a Solana tutorial. Today we're gonna have a look at Pinocchio, a little bit at least. And then I'm gonna present you with a challenge, because I like challenges. And this one is a good one. I personally enjoy it because I've been thinking about that, and that I kind of wanted to make it part of a CTF, but then I don't run CTFs. So it's just a one-off challenge that you can do. And this challenge, I will also use it as part of my process of selecting people who want to become my intern. 'Cause yes, I need an intern, or several, because I'm getting so many messages lately of people wanting me to develop something for them, and I'm basically turning down all of them because this whole video project here is a full-time job for me. And also I just can't be bothered to build the 10th Pump Fun integration. It was fun to do it once. I did it for one client when I didn't know about it and I was just curious what that is. But then once I did it once, I'm like, yeah, you know, whatever. But if I had an intern, we could get a lot more stuff done for people. So the intern's job would be to go through all the incoming traffic, figure out what's actually interesting for us, do the requirement analysis, do the development, do the deployments, and I'll be coaching the entire way. So if you're my intern, I will get you up to the level where you can develop at, well, basically my level, I hope. At least that's my ambition. I'm gonna teach you what I know about requirement analysis and software engineering in general. Like, I studied this, I've done this, I'm partly even still doing this, but I would prefer to teach somebody to do it because I just love to teach. That's why I have this channel, that's why I'm not doing projects, that's why I'm not a founder. I just don't like the grind, I like the teaching, I like the education, and I like to empower other people to do the actual development. So it only makes sense for me to do that next step and actually do individual training of people. And that's a paid gig, of course, because obviously if you work, you gotta get paid. So that could be a motivation for you. Maybe you just do the challenge because you like doing the challenge. And I think it's a nice challenge. It's like if you did the auditors bootcamp, it's basically that, but a tiny bit more difficult even. I personally found the Aki auditors bootcamp a bit too simple. So here I have a challenge that is a bit harder. But yeah, I'm excited about it. You definitely gotta learn something along the way. And I'm gonna learn something by providing you with that challenge. And maybe it doesn't even work. Like, it's just an idea in my head. I haven't actually tried it, but I just like to hack stuff. So today we're gonna build a program. And your task will be to call that program and exploit it. But even if you don't manage to exploit it, you don't need to get all the way to the exploit in order to get to round 2 of my interview process that I'm literally coming up with as I go, where we do an actual one-on-one call. More on that towards the end. Let's get started with writing a simple program that is not at all exploitable. I'm so excited about this. It's crazy. Okay. Whew, I got this. We got this. Let's build a program. Let's start a challenge. How did you do programs on Solana? Okay. Pinocchio. The promise of that thing is to create Solana programs with no dependencies attached. And I think I want to do that. It's a zero dependency library to create Solana programs in Rust. Just so we try something different for a change. And the library defines an entry point, the core data types, logging macros. And you know, just to expose myself to new stuff, I'm gonna play around with this today. And build a challenge for you in the meantime. I'm dancing. Syscall functions, cross-program invocations. Yeah, cool. We can do everything that we need. Get started. From your project folder, cargo, add, Pinocchio. Do it. Boom. I don't have a project folder. Cargo init. But now, okay. Pinocchio in version 0.6 with no other dependencies. Sure. Pinocchio provides two different entry points, an entry point that looks similar to the standard one found in Solana program, and a lightweight lazy entry point. I want to try that out because CU optimizations. The benefit in this case is that you have more control when the parsing is happening. I'll only have one instruction, so I can use the lazy one. Okay, so basically, instead of Solana program, we use Pinocchio here, and that's for the normal entry point. And I said I'm gonna go lazy because that's just what I am. And I think I'm gonna call this lib. As you're used to from Solana program, this macro will make it such that the entry point actually calls this process instruction function. So maybe let's try and deploy this already just to see that we can make it an actual Solana program. How would I do that? Do I have a cargo build SBF? Yeah, I just do cargo build SBF and we have warnings. Ignore that for now. And then we get a target with not the thing that I'm looking for. It's already the first challenge for me. How the hell do I get to my SO file? Didn't I build this as a lib? Maybe that's what I'm missing. There we go, that's it, that's so easy. Oh, and that took me a while. Good that I can cut in my videos. This has gotta be a lib. Okay. And then if we build it, we get a deploy. Oh, wonderful. There we go. Now we have the thing that we can actually deploy. Okay, easy as that. Pinocchio, same as Solana program. I just don't know how to use them. But now we do. We do. Okay, moving on. Let's see if we can actually deploy this. Let's quickly AUT for my authority. Auth X. Get myself some sol. And then Solana program deploy. Do I want a new key? Yeah, I want a new key. I just like my vanity key pairs, okay? Challenge. Chappa. Gonna be my program key pair. Move it to target, deploy, challenge, key pair. Okay, and then Solana program deploy, my target, deploy, challenge, SO. Boom. Yes, I meant deploy. Oh, come on. There we go. Finalizing transaction. 2 transactions. There we go. We have such a minimal program again that we can deploy in 2 transactions because my SO file has 1.2 kilobytes. Funny. Okay. We got that deployed to DevNet. And now to call it, I'm going to quickly build myself a script, but I'm not going to show you because that's exactly the challenge for you. You got to be able to do that yourself. That's one of the easy things, and that's what I want you to learn. Maybe I'm going to do this more often, just saying, hey, do this yourself. I'm not going to show you, but I'm going to do it now anyway. Well, the advantage I have is I can just copy stuff that I've already done. With Solana Web3 JS in version 2, because I like a challenge as well for myself. Okay, now if you call it, I'm not going to show you how, but this is how you call it. Then we get a transaction that calls my program and writes hello from my lazy program. Wonderful. Change that a bit. Okay, let's discuss what program we actually write, what it's supposed to do. Coming up with something from the top of my head. We're gonna write a rating program where you can put ratings. Well, yeah. You rate something from 1 to 10 or from 0 to 10 even. 0 to 10, how many points? And we store the ratings in a PDA. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that. Yes. Okay, so user can put a rating and we're gonna just you rated. And now the rating I need to get from the input data. So I need to parse this, the context. You don't tell me what you can do with this. Oh, where's my Rust analyzer? Context, there we go. Instruction data, unwrap. And if that doesn't unwrap, then the program will fail anyway. Fine with that. Returns the instruction data for the instruction. This method can only be used after all accounts have been read. So we will need to read the accounts first, but let's say we don't have accounts in the beginning. What's the pub key? Why do I get a pub key as well? Is that the program ID then? Probably the program ID, right? Because instruction data and program ID, there's nothing that says dot program ID. Yeah, so it's probably the program ID that comes here as well. And I don't care about that. I care about, let's do instruction data and program ID. And then from the instruction data, I just get the first byte, first 8 bytes. No, how do you do that in Rust? Ha, there you go. I totally know my Rust. So we read a number, which is our rating, and then I print that. What could possibly go wrong here? Let's build this and deploy this. What? Unresolved symbol? I mean, I clearly have something wrong going here. And I already don't like working with Pinocchio because this is challenging. Maybe the unwrap because it gives a panic. There we go. That works. It just doesn't like the unwrap if it could fail on this. Okay. And here the same thing probably. Yep. Nope. Yep. There we go. I can't just unwrap things. Well, that makes working with Pinocchio a bit challenging, I admit. I can't just unwrap things. This is ugly as fuck, but I hope it will work. No. Sol alloc free. So I can also not do a sol alloc free, whatever this is. God damn, is that complicated. I should just work with the Solana program because that will make it easier. But no, it's a challenge for me as well to work with Pinocchio and figure out what we're doing wrong here. This is gonna get really complicated and maybe I'm just doing something wrong. Come on, I need to be able to allocate something. I mean, I don't think I need the laziness because I will need to load my accounts one after the other anyway to get to my instruction data. Probably makes zero difference, except I don't need to get the context because my instruction data is already here. I don't need to do any of that stuff. But then I still have the same problem, right? No! Okay, maybe I just don't like the lazy entry point. Oh, shit. Then let's forget about the lazy entry point. And it doesn't manage. Oh, maybe because my program account is too small again. How did that go? Something like resize, extend. Okay, it's much bigger now. And I do have the Pinocchio entry point, not the Solana program. But now I seem to be able to do this. And can I then also call the program? No. Haha, it panics. Haha. Because for some reason now it has those things. With a lazy entry point, apparently it doesn't have those. Don't ask me how that works. It doesn't really matter. I don't get it. And I don't need to fully get it, but at least it works. So I'm out of range because I don't provide data. That's true. I'm giving it 5 out of 10 now. There you go. You rated 5 out of 10. So that's working now. Wonderful. Okay, now we need an actual account where we store that rating in. And we're gonna get the first account of the accounts. And that's supposed to be a PDA. Actually, is it important that it is a PDA? I kind of want it to be a PDA just so that you have to figure out how to do that. So with Pinocchio, I don't have the find. Oh, there it is. There I have a find program address. It's not in pubkey, it's in pubkey. Okay. Find program address. Rating. For every program, there's one account, one PDA with this. That will store my rating, so that will be my expected PDA with a bump. And then I will need to check that if my PDA, how do I compare those now? Can I compare the pub key directly with the slice? It will be fine, right? If it doesn't equal, error again with a invalid account data, invalid account owner, invalid, yeah, most generic is invalid argument. And I'm gonna import this, make it more readable. Let's test this because I want to make sure that that actually, you know, works. First build and deploy. 20 transactions now, getting more and more. It's fine. Then I gotta change my script, but I'm not showing you. Okay, wrote it. And I call it. Yes. Easy. Still 5 out of 10. And I'm not getting an illegal argument. Hold on. let me quickly use the wrong PDA. Then, then we get the invalid program argument. So that seems to work. It's really difficult to tell you what I'm doing here without showing you my code for calling this. But, I mean, I could but no, this is the challenge for you. You're supposed to be able to call this by yourself. Okay, cool. So that's working. Cool. We can get the account and we make sure that it's actually this PDA with those seeds, which is one string. It's not so difficult to figure out how that works. Okay, now gotta do some more checks. How about that my PDA owner equals my program ID? And if not, then illegal owner, because owner checks are important. And then we check that data length is larger than 10, or let's do the opposite, smaller or equal than 10, then I want to return an error again. Invalid account data. Yeah, why not? Because the way I imagine my account is it holds data, our ratings. Wait, should I store it as a... So actually, let's do 10 times size of a U64 because that's what we want to store. You don't like that? Fine, I calculated myself. I mean, I know how big a U64 is. 8 bytes, man. But then I have an off by 1 error. Hold on. Because I need 11, I want the 0 as well. So 0 up to 10. So I need 11 times 8 bytes. I could have done smaller or equals than 10, and now I do 11 times 8. So yeah, that makes sense. If it's smaller than the minimum size I require, which is this, then invalid account data. And basically, I don't have a discriminator in my account because that's only one account. My program only supports one type of account, and it's a PDA with this seed. And I'm gonna store rating 0, rating 1, rating 2, and how often those ratings came up. So for instance, if I rate 0, then at PDA, how do I get the data? Borrow data, mutable, try borrow data. So at the PDA data at 0, I would increase my counting. Or I can even do a checked add just to make sure I don't have an overflow, right? So that's if it was at rating 0, then I do this. If my rating is 1, then I do this at 1, and so on and so on. So in order to save myself some lines of code, I'm just gonna say rating in here, voila. But it doesn't like that. You're a U size now. It will be fine. It will be just fine. Just fine, I tell you. Just fine. What? I'm not giving you tips. What am I saying? No, there's nothing. All good, all good. This is bulletproof. It's a checked ad. Nothing can go wrong. Yeah, and that's that. Now, in order for you to actually call this and for this to actually work, of course you will need to be doing things, but I'm not telling you what exactly you gotta do. But it's gotta go through all those checks, obviously. Specifically, you know, this and this. I let you see the code and then you know what you need to do. And I'm gonna do that now just to call it myself. But I'm not gonna show you. Shit. I'm in a mental dilemma right now because what I imagined would work doesn't work, of course. So I need to change stuff. Because what I wanted you to do is to find out that you need to, or I just don't do this and allow any account. Then it's more flexible anyway. This was a nice try to figure out how to do it with Pinocchio. Let's not make it a PDA. Let's just make it the program account be the first account. And you don't need to make it a PDA, but you will need to do something such that this will work. But it can be any account. And then the program can support several, but you know. Because I want you to understand what you need to do in order to call this. Because there is a step before that by now should be very obvious. But I want you to get it and prove to me that you get it. You know? It's a challenge for you after all. Okay, anyway. So it's not a PDA anymore. Fine, change my script. Okay, change my script. Oh wait, I gotta redeploy, run Provided owner is not allowed. Yeah, okay, no, it was my bad. It was my script's bad. I still put in the PDA. That was my bad. Now we get success. There we go. We did something with the system program before, but I'm not telling you about that. No. We're not showing you this either. No, don't show it. So we're calling our program and it has one account and a rating of 5 works. And it also has enough data such that we can actually write stuff in there. Works. And also that works. Actually, I'm curious now. But that didn't work though, because it's all zeros. It has enough space for 11 times 8 bytes, yes. But it didn't write that, did it? Return value must be used. I tell you what must be used. Still not. Oh, I did not borrow mutable. Yeah, I need to borrow the data mutably, of course. Otherwise that ain't working. And also, I'm missing a times 8 here. Okay, do that again. Check that account. Okay, let me try. I mean, I don't care if an overflow occurs, then we just stay there and it just doesn't add. I am the owner, so I should be able to write to this account. Hold on, take it slow. We're gonna do a few things here. Let's see if I can write to byte number 0 like this, or let's see if I can write to byte number 16 like this. Cannot immutable variable. Well, maybe I need to make this mutable. Maybe that's my issue. Let's check that. I'm really bad at this. There we go. So that works. Aha, that works, but the checked add for some reason doesn't. You know what? Screw the checked add. I don't care about overflows, because if so many people voted that they overflow it, then they deserve it. But that's a 64-bit number. It's not gonna overflow. Plus, I need to give you things to hack. Sure, overflow this. I don't care. It's just messing with my ratings, but that's okay. Okay, but does this work then now? Build, deploy, call, confirm, find the account, check the account. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so now we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how many people voted for 5, and it's 1. And if I were to put in the same account again, change my script, and I call this again, and I check the account again, then it's 2. Okay, good. Very good, very good. Very, very good. So we can call our program, the challenge program, with our rating, and it stores our rating. It increases the appropriate field. Very good, very good, very good. Now I kind of need to give you something to hack. Maybe I will make it expensive for you to call that program. Yeah, I'm gonna make the ratings really expensive, or at least a little bit expensive. After all, we're on DevNet. So that people don't just overflow, I'll add a fee for voting. Basically, after you've done your rating, I need to do a CPI, just so we learn how to do CPIs in Pinocchio. I don't even know how to do it in native Rust. Check the core docs. Wow, we've got really nice docs. I never look at them. Oh yeah, with invoke, of course. Let's check. Invoke is somewhere in Pinocchio. Wonderful. In Pinocchio program, instruction and account infos. So this is gonna be a system program invocation, because I need the system program to transfer from your account to, well, my program account. Why not? That's where I store the funds temporarily. So I need 2 more accounts. I will need the signer or the payer or the user. How do I call it? Voter. Nah, I call it signer just so I make sure that that guy actually signs. That's gonna be my next account. Maybe I should also check somewhere that I have enough accounts. Maybe right in the beginning. There's an error for not enough accounts, no? I'll stay with invalid argument because I don't know. I have that check, so I can be sure that I can use this. So I'll have the signer account and I'll have the system program, which is then account number 2. So the third account. Let's make sure that the signer actually is a signer. If the signer is not a signer, incorrect authority. Is that the right? I'm unsure when to use which error code. That's probably actually a good future video. What's the appropriate error code to use? Because like literally I don't know. I mean, I could do custom program errors, but no, the other ones I want to use them correctly. So we have a signer after this point. We are sure that this guy is signing. Maybe we should also double check that we're calling the system program and not a random whatever you put in here. So if program equals pubkey default, because that's all zeros, so that's the system program. Incorrect program ID, but it's not really my program ID. I mean, it is an incorrect program ID, but I'll just use incorrect program ID. Even if I use the error incorrectly, it's fine. Because again, I'm not sure. I should make a video about that and really research that, when to use which error. Not spending time on this now. We have things to do, and we're already 3 hours in here. Whoa. So we made sure that it's actually the system program that we're calling. We made sure that the signer is actually signing. Do we need to make sure that it's a specific account? No. Do we need to make sure that it's owned by someone? No. We can make sure that the signer is owned by the system program, but otherwise the invocation will just fail because the system program will fail, and that's fine with me as well. If the system program dies, then, you know, I just need to make sure that this result of this cross-program invocation, I actually pass on the error. So anyway, instruction. Instruction with accounts, data, and program ID. Do I want to build this manually? There's probably also in Pinocchio. Pinocchio has programs, and the system program is one of them. Crate contains Pinocchio helpers performing cross-program invocations to the system program. I mean, that would be nice. Yeah, like this. That would be actually much easier to call than... I could build it manually. I know how to do it. It's just easier if I can use that. So how do I use that? What is it called? How do I add this? Pinocchio system. Okay, so I cargo add Pinocchio system. It's modular like with a new Web3.js, and then I should be able to use Pinocchio system to get cool stuff like transfer. And then instead of a regular invoke, I do a transfer from the signer to my program account. Lamperts, do we do 1 sol? Or maybe let's not go that crazy. Let's do 0.1 sol. 0.1 sol. Boom. Dot invoke. And then pass on the error if we get one. Simple. Pinocchio is simple. Let's see if that actually works. You probably need references. Yes, okay. Use references because we need to reuse that. Otherwise we need to clone that, and we don't want that. Build it, deploy it. 29 transactions now. It's getting bigger and bigger. But then we call it. Invalid program argument. What am I messing up now? Oh, yeah, of course. At the very top where I say incorrect program argument because I don't have 3 accounts. Because my script isn't using the right accounts yet. Because I need to add a signer and the system program. Let me fix my script, which I don't show you again. Okay, fixed it. Call it again. Instruction tries to borrow reference for an account which it already borrowed. Ooh, what am I doing here? So probably this thing, probably here if I say to program account, borrow this again. Can I unborrow? Because I have this borrowed, then the system program will write to the same account. Maybe that's the issue. I'm pretty sure that it's that. If I don't do that for a second, then it goes through. Then it actually calls the system program transfer as a CPI system program transfer, and I transfer to this account. So it has an additional 0.1 now. Yeah, so my issue is I'm borrowing this. That also worked. Check the account. It has 3. Call it again. It has 4. Nice. And it also transferred, right? Okay, so I did it 3 times now. Cool. Okay, so what I did to fix this was adding those brackets, braces, whatever you call them, basically bringing this thing where I borrowed this program account data, I brought this out of scope again. And if it's out of scope, then Rust releases it. And then it's not borrowed. And then I can do this. Okay, nice. But that was just, playing around. Just that you have something to hack now. 'Cause now we get to the interesting part. And this is the part that I want you to hack. If my signer key equals, and now I'm gonna do a specific address. I'm gonna do my authority. It doesn't have a from string. Damn, how do I do this then? I don't want to do a string comparison. That's stupid. If the signer is a specific authority, this is where you want to get to. And otherwise, I just charge you like I did. But this here, if you get here, we'll do something fun. We will basically kill the account because that's where the hacker wants to get to. You will get the entire sol of that account. So my program account, Lamperts, try borrow mutable Lamperts, set them to 0, and the signer shall get them. Try borrow mutable Lamperts. Cannot use on result. Oh. Better. How do I set the value here? Consider dereferencing to your sign. Ah, yeah, there we go. So should have done this equals 0. Yeah, there we go. So same here. Get me the inner thing and say add Lamperts. And I won't get an overflow because there are not that many Lamperts on that account. It would be funny. And otherwise I destroy Lamperts and then the runtime will kill me anyway. So it's fine. Yeah, so basically here, this is where you want to get to. Now I still need to figure out how to define my authority pub key because I would like to do it from string pub key source lib. There is a from string. Is that a different crate again? Shit, that's a different crate. Well, nice and modular. Gotta give you that. It's nice and modular. So, and with Pinocchio pub key, you shall have a from string. From string. And then just for now, I'm gonna add my address here. So me, can easily do this. In fact, I don't even need to change anything on my script. If I do this now, I do need to build and deploy though. 36. Oh no, are we too small again? How big did my SO file get? 35 kilobytes. Oh wow. So LOL, I extended the wrong program. Okay, but now, there we go. So build, deployed, and run it. Didn't change anything in my front-end script. Let's check this. What happened here? I got the 0.3 sol off of there, and in fact I killed the entire account. It's dead now. All my ratings are dead. That account is now closed. So not everybody should be able to call this, right? But the point is, it works, this part of my code, but it only works because I have this very authority. If I had any other, or that thing was different, let's say, I'm just gonna do with trial and error. There it was. There we go. So either this or this is valid accounts. Here is not enough, then is enough. Those two would work. This is a valid address. It's not actually an address that I own. The private key for, but let's pretend that that's the address that I had the authority for. It's just to demonstrate that I can get there even if I don't have the private key. So let's deploy this with the new address and first call it normally as I would before. Another account exists now. And I already transferred the 0.1 sol on there. And if I do it again, then it will have 0.2 in total. And now comes the fun part. Because now I will attempt to actually hack it. And this is the fun part that I want you to be thinking about now. How can you do it? Because I'm not going to spoil it. It's also not trivial. It's by far not trivial because I did all the right checks here. I did do a signer check. You can't just put in that account because you will need to sign with it. So how can you still get there? I don't even know if it's possible. I legit don't know if it's possible, but I think that it's possible. And now, for the next hour, I will try to figure out how to do it. I will also let you figure it out. So basically, I'm going to give you the source code for this. You can analyze it. Then I want you to, step 1, deploy the program yourself. I do that for one because I want you to prove that you can deploy programs on Solana, deploy to DevNet. No need for mainnet, but do it on DevNet such that I can actually see it then. But also I do it because I don't want to have one deployed version where everybody's working on, because then you see what other people do and I don't want people to share results and stuff. I want you to figure it out yourself and not copy what somebody else did. That's why you deploy your own program, and then you figure out how to call it correctly, just the regular way, and then you figure out how to hack it and get to that part here. This is where you want to get to. And you send a transaction where you get there, and then you send me the transaction ID somehow. And if you managed, you deserve yourself an interview with me. Personal, face-to-face. Let's talk. Because if you get there, you're smart. I like it. I like it. And I want the smart people to work with me. And I want to train them. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna enjoy this. And even if you don't get there, even if you don't know how to get there exactly, but you have an idea, you can also say that. Like, don't get discouraged if you don't manage, because this is really difficult. You can also just text me and say, hey, I tried this and this and this and none of that worked. It could be that, but I'm not sure. Basically, I want you to make an effort and show me how far you got. And then maybe I still consider you for an interview. Or if you want a shortcut and don't do this, I will also do an interview with anyone who is in the top 5 of the Solana Stack Exchange League. If the Solana Changelog gave you a shout out, then you also definitely deserve to get into round 2, even if you don't do that challenge. Because I do want to push the Stack Exchange. And even if you rank 11 or whatever, maybe that's also enough for me. Give it a try. But you gotta do more than just text me on X and be like, oh, I'm the guy for you, because there are way too many people texting me already, even though they don't know what this is about at all. So yeah, you gotta stick out from the crowd. There will be a lot of applicants for this, and I have very limited time, as I mentioned, so gotta stick out. And if you manage that, you will stick out. And now I need to prove to myself that it's actually possible and that I don't set you unrealistic expectations. I need to prove that that's actually possible. So let's do this. Whew. It's on. It's on. Give me another hour and I will get there. And I'm not gonna talk you through this. Basically, I'm just gonna cut to the part where I'm managed. I'm enjoying this. Did you hear that evil laugh? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You did. Oh, okay. Now we just need to. His sign is true. I will fucking suffocate myself on my laughter here. I love hacking. I just love hacking. Those are the moments that I really enjoy my job in. Okay, how long did it take now? An hour? Something like that. Maybe a bit more. The hack works. It does work. However, I do want to change a few things still. In the process of, hacking this, I came to the conclusion that as a hacker, I don't actually have interest in sending my funds to this address. So we gotta change. I'm gonna quickly add something else to my program. So this is where you want to go. That's true, but then it's my bad. I shouldn't send it to the signer because the signer is obviously me. And I want to make it a bit easier for you as a hacker, such that you can define an actual receiver here if you provide me another account. So if we have 4 accounts or more, Then I'm gonna use the fourth account as a receiver, and then I put the Lamperts on the receiver account. That makes the hacking a bit easier for you, admittedly. I mean, your goal is just to get there, so it would be fine. But it's like, it feels much nicer if you can, actually also get the sol out from the hack. So I'll let you do that. And then I noticed another thing that I did here. I mean, for one, I called it PDA data. It's not a PDA anymore. But I'm working with U8s here, and that will overflow because it's just the bytes. I need to be working with the entire U64s. I mean, on my accounts, I have reserved 8 bytes for the counting for each of the ratings, right? So I have 11 times 8 bytes. But then I'm just writing to that 1 byte because I just have this U8 here. So we gotta fix that real quick. And because I'm lazy, I'm just gonna work with pointers now. Data pointer, and I'm just gonna... I know what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna borrow the data mutably unchecked as a mutable U64 pointer. All right, that's unsafe. Sure, we can do unsafe stuff. Casting is invalid. I'm gonna show you. Then we first cast it to a mutable U8 array. Look at this. Safe. Now we have the data pointer. What was I doing here in the first place anyway? This is completely pointless. And now with the data pointer, I can just say add rating. Then I don't even need to multiply with 8 anymore. Then I deref this and add 1. So what's happening here, the add moves the pointer along. So if I have a pointer of U64, which I have here, the data pointer is a pointer of U64, then the rating will step ahead in U64s. And this thing works the exact same. I can prove it to you. I'm gonna deploy this. Gonna prove to you that it's the same. We called our program with a 5 out of 10 rating. There we go, created this account. And Solana account here. Again, at the 5th U64, we wrote this one. And now we don't have the problem with the overflow that we just write this byte, but we will write the entire U64. Much better. In fact, so good that I would be... I ran out of Lamperts. Again, in fact, so good that I would give it a 10 out of 10 rating. And then if we check that account again, here at the 10 out of 10 rating, we also get the 1. So it is working. This stuff is working. But I think I want to add another thing. First of all, I don't like 88, but that's just a related history thing. But also, I kind of want to have some kind of discriminator or a status flag in the beginning. Like if this account is initialized, kind of a discriminator, yeah? It doesn't matter why I want it. Don't overthink it. But I want another byte. So I will need another one here. And we're gonna do 0x42. 66, much better than 88. And now we just need to write that as well. So the data pointer, actually I'm gonna do this in 2 steps. Rating pointer is the data pointer. And then we add 1. And then at the data pointer, write the discriminator. At the rating pointer, at the right index, I add 1. Okay, let's test if that still works. I'll need a new account for that. Also, I'll need to deploy this. Call it. Oh no, invalid account data point. Oh, because my script, sorry, I had the wrong size. But now, with the right size, here we go. There we go, we create a new account, this one, Solana account. There we go. Now we have the 42, the 66 up here. I don't have an 88 anymore. And here down, that's the 10 rating. And if I run it again, I will get 2. Yeah. And I could do that a bunch of times because we don't have overflows anymore. Nice. I like it. And with that, you can certainly hack my program now and get out your funds to whatever receiver you want. Don't believe me? I can show you now. Don't show this. I did something. I did something. Look at that. I cleared it out. And this time, this account is not affected. It was writable, just writable. And yeah, now I'm showing you that program anyway. This was my pathetic attempt to hide from you, is by using a different program ID here. I'm just hoping that you're too lazy to type that off or click through. No, stop talking, Andy, stop talking. Point is, I closed that account again. It had those 0.2 sol and I stole it back out. Got it back. Nice. Yeah, so it is possible. Even with that guy not actually signing, I did that. I did it. It's possible. Now, your challenge is to figure it out how I did it. And not just replicate it, but also explain to me what the steps and the thinking were. I mean, replicating is a good first step, but it still doesn't mean that you understand. It just means that you're good with blockchain and explorers and copying what others did, which already actually proves to me that you know what you're doing, at least on some level. So if you manage to deploy and call it, I'll stay with it, you get your interview. But if you also explain to me how you did it, you have way higher chances of getting into round 3. Don't know what that's gonna be, but yeah, we will see. This is so fun. I love this. I love hacking. And I mean, that can happen. There certainly are bugs in my program. I'm not saying that this is super safe here. I mean, it literally says unsafe, but you know, sometimes for efficiency reasons and for laziness, sometimes you just do unsafe stuff. Don't overthink it. What? There was nothing there. What? Did you see something? No. I didn't see anything. No. What? All super safe, right? Pinocchio, and we worked a bit with Pinocchio. Super safe everything here as well, right? You can't that doesn't like that. I mean, there's no security implications because of that. No. Nah. I could have done the same with Solana program. No, could have not. What? No, of course. I mean, what? Am I being cryptic here? Maybe. To leave the challenge up to you and still give you some tips, point you in the right direction such that you figure it out in case you haven't already. This is so fun. I'm getting so, I've been recording for 6 hours now. 6 hours. And I'm still that enthusiastic about it. It's past midnight and I'm freaking enthusiastic about this. I love this. I love it. I love hacking and doing challenges for you. So yeah, try it out. Even if you don't want to get that intern position, try it out. Try if you can hack this, because it's a fun challenge to do. At least it would be for me. So yeah, good luck. Good freaking luck. Also good luck to everybody applying for the position as the Solandy intern. Because I need an intern, damn it, so that I can focus on doing fun stuff like this. And yeah, I really want to teach other people. That's why I'm doing this. And another aspect of this whole thing is I work alone all the time. Here in my home office, this is my studio. Here in my living room, I have this space. And whenever I work alone, which after over a year of doing it like that, gets kind of lonely. And yes, I do have friends and hobbies and other stuff to compensate. But it would be fun to also, talk a bit more with actual people in my job. So that's another reason why I want an intern just for human relations. That's why I started this HR department here. I'm now my HR department as well. And yes, that's why it also needs to vibe human-wise. That's why we're doing the interviews. It's going to be a technical interview, don't worry. But also, we need to vibe. And I didn't find many people in crypto that I vibe with. So we will see. I hope that I find someone or even a few people that I do vibe with and that I do want to train, because that's also draining for me to do those things. It's a time commitment, and I'm sure there are cool people out there and I want to get to know them. I want the smart people and the nice people and the people who want to work with me, of course. So in that Venn diagram, maybe I find that 1 or 2 or 3 people. Right. So I'm going to give you that source code and let you do your thing. Deploy it, call it, hack it. Tell me what you did. And then I see you one-on-one for an interview. It's gonna be fun. I'm already afraid of all the messages of you guys, but I hope that once I have the intern, I can relay all of the messages to my intern, which is the goal of all of this. Am I shooting myself in the foot with this? Who knows? You gotta try stuff. But yeah, I'm excited about this project. Not only this hacking stuff, but also the intern. All right, let's conclude. It's been 6 hours. Other video that YouTube recommends. Other video that I made once. If you enjoy this challenge, give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't, which I think by now you did. And then I will see you in the next challenge or whatever video I'm gonna make next. I still haven't uploaded the coding in assembly, so probably those are next. See you there. Good night and enjoy the hacking.